Joining me now is Gloria Allred. She's the attorney for Beverly Young Nelson, one of those women accusing Judge Moore. Gloria, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Good to have you. Roy's lawyer is questioning the authenticity of the signature in your client's yearbook. How did you, in fact, authenticate that it was Roy Moore's signature?
Well, we're not going to comment on that, except to say that we have offered to have an independent expert examine the yearbook and that signature and the remainder of his writing in addition to his signature in the event that the Senate Select Committee on Ethics or the Senate Judiciary Committee, Katie, agrees to have the hearing that we requested, wherein our client can take the oath and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help her God, and allow herself to be cross-examined by any member of the Senate committee or committees that choose to have a hearing.
What sort of
jurisdiction we would like
do they
those
have?
committees to subpoena Roy Moore to also do the same.
What sort of jurisdiction do they have? He's not a senator right now.
That's correct. He's not a senator. He's seeking to be a senator. I spoke to a former United States senator actually yesterday, and I asked the senator whether or not, though committees could have a hearing, even though he is not yet a senator and may never be a senator. And this particular former United States senator said, absolutely, of course, they can have a hearing. This is politics. They can do whatever they want to do. So, yes, they could have a hearing. I've asked them to do that within 2 weeks. That was 2 weeks from last Monday of this week. If they don't have a hearing, then I will have more to say about our plan B at that time. At this point, I have no reason to believe that what he wrote in the yearbook is anything but his signature.
Does your client, Beverly Young Nelson, remember him signing it?
She remembers she remembers being with him. It was on the counter. She alleges that he took it, that he signed it, and she was thrilled that he had signed it because, as far as she knew, he was a DA, and that was an important position.
So she saw him sign it. I don't think
at the time she had a clue whether he was an assistant DA or a DA, but he signed it. She took it. As far as she knows, I mean, there's no reason for her to think it's anything but his signature.
But did she see him sign it?
You know, I haven't asked her if she saw him, but we did describe what happened that evening in question, that what she alleges was that she put it on the counter, that I think that he asked to sign, or that he did sign it. That's all.
I ask this because it seems like you're not 100% sure that it is his signature. And if you're not 100% sure that it is his signature, why would you show it at a press conference?
Well, why does anybody doubt that it is his signature?
Well, Roy Moore's campaign is saying, and Roy Moore himself is saying, it's not his signature.
Well, he has a motive to say that. And let him prove that it's not. We have offered to provide it to an independent expert at the hearing, which would be held in Washington, and we have allowed it to be examined. So
have you gotten any response from anybody in Congress?
I have no reason. They have not provided me any evidence to suggest that it is not his signature. All they've done is make this bold assertion that it's not, but they have not provided any evidence whatsoever to support their assertion. Of course, they have a motive to make that assertion because he is denying. First, he denied even knowing her. Then he compounded that or confused that whole issue by saying something to the effect that, oh, well, she appeared before him in a divorce case, and apparently that does not appear to be accurate either.
When you say that does not appear to be accurate, so he did not preside over her divorce case? He did not?
Well, to the best of my knowledge at this point, and I will say that I have spoken to her attorney, and her attorney, meaning her attorney at the time of the divorce, has asserted that not only did she not appear at a hearing before Judge Moore, but there was no hearing in the case. It was set for hearing before another judge or by another judge, but the case was ultimately dismissed and there was no hearing. And this attorney for her asserted that he doesn't think Beverly even knew who the judge was.
So are you saying that Roy Moore signed
the dismissal order?
Signed the documents, but that she never actually saw him or appeared in front of him, before him?
Yes, because what happened, Katie, was that her attorney filed for a dismissal of the case because the parties had reconciled. And so there was no hearing, because in Alabama, when that happens, no hearing is necessary. And what happened was Judge Moore signed the order of dismissal. Under Alabama rules, I am told, it is not necessary if the case is dismissed for there to be a hearing and for the parties to present themselves at the hearing.
If independent analysis shows that is not his signature, does that disprove your client's allegations? No, it doesn't. And that's a hypothetical that I have no reason to believe would happen, that it is not his signature. But again, we're happy to present it to an independent examiner. Why would you not do it outside of a Senate committee? Why would you just not hand it over to an independent operator who can have that examined? Why does it have to go before the Senate? That doesn't really make sense to me, or anybody in the House.
Well, it does make sense to me that all evidence that supports or disputes her claims be presented to a Senate hearing where the parties testify under oath. I think everyone should ask Roy Moore, are you willing to testify under oath at a Senate hearing? Are you going to ask for that hearing to be held, as I have requested, so that you can testify under oath?
It seems like you're in a bit of a standoff.
Or
the Roy Moore
why are
campaign,
you avoiding the answer to that question?
There's a standoff that I don't see this being resolved soon. Roy Moore wants you to hand over the yearbook so that he can examine the signature. You want him to appear before a congressional committee. I don't see that happening. It feels like we're going to be in this same spot a week from now, Ms. Allred.
Well, I don't know what it feels like, but I can tell you this is the plan. And we think that he should accept our challenge to appear before a Senate hearing. There is talk that if he is elected, and I don't know if it's true, that the Senate Ethics Committee would then have a hearing. And as I say, I'm led to understand that this could happen even before he's elected. So right now he's made two claims, Katie. One, apparently and reportedly, that she appeared before him. That appears not to be the case. So we've knocked down that, what I'll call, complete red herring. And now I think he should have to explain, why did he say that if, in fact, the record does not support that? What did he base that claim on? Because according to her attorney at the time, it never happened. And so now we go to the signature issue. We're willing to have it examined. And now let's see if the Senate is going to conduct that hearing. That's important. We need, even as important as the signature, or maybe more important, is whether he's going to testify under oath.
Gloria Allred, thank you very much for joining us. We do appreciate your time.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.